Hi.
Hello.
Fancy seeing you. Are you ready to go? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, ready. Let's go.
Yeah, I think it's still a problem, an issue these days for trans people to be open, you know, and for them to be out in public and to be called up on this idea of like passing and stuff. You know, I think it's still a major problem. It's still as a community we need to address, and kind of, especially in the Western world, it's only the past few years that mainstream media has been, you know, shined a spotlight on trans people, and as a result, you know, we're still back in the dark ages with it, and I think it's 1 in every 9 trans persons murdered, which is a disgusting statistic.
Yes, I think from the play, that's one of those things that comes across, is that she feels very isolated.
No, definitely.
You know, and whereas now there's a community, so there's a difference there. So what does the community mean to you two?
Well, it's like we all know each other, don't we? It's like we're never really on our own. Like I usually get ready at a friend's house, and I've always got a group of people with me who at least look similar. So it's not just one person to attack. There's a group of us, and then we can attack back.
I think community is really important to me. You know, I've got my little queer family, and they're my lifeline, they're my support system. Without them, I don't know where I would be right now. You know what I mean? I would probably be fucking depressed and in a, you know, on every drug possible and in a horrible hole. But I'm lucky to have like-minded people around me who understand me as a person and help me contextualize that and rationalize my own being, which is a beautiful thing to have.
But obviously you've got a community. Are there any other differences that you kind of see between sort of then and now, and do you feel that there's more progress being made as well by being I suppose a trans queer performer?
I think there's definitely a difference been made in the media and stuff. There's a lot more trans passing people, but definitely there's there's still not focus, and that like Stella was a trans passing person, but there's not as much focus being made on people that live in between that state still, which is still quite hard to think. But in the streets, obviously, as I said, there's more and more and more and more of us, and all you have to do is go into the street now, and you see people like us everywhere. Like, well, we live in London. You don't see people like me in Liverpool. Like, that's why I don't live there. But I suppose it's where you're from. And
no, completely. And I think as well, we've progressed now where it's people looking to it as a form of scholarship now, you know, as a queer identity, and trying to break down these gender binaries of man and woman, realize there's actually a whole spectrum in the middle, and there's trans as well. And it's like, obviously that is what's different these days, that we've realized there's actually this massive gap in the middle between male and female that, you know, people like me and Kevin like to play with, and you know, and we fall somewhere on that spectrum.
Well, Orlando and community, and obviously we've been talking about community, and then how do you think that kind of relates to what the play's about? Because the play talks about being bashed and being hit and things like that. There's those elements in there as well.
I think obviously the community, like a big tragedy like this, is bring the community together and realize actually we need each other more than ever. And even though we've become maybe a bit complacent, chasing quite heteronormative ideals, maybe we've got the areas we need to focus on, you know, and especially things within the community that need addressing. Because I think it was revealed today that the guy was actively going to the club and on Grindr, so it's this kind of mask for mass culture that's kind of been this parasitical thing that's going on in the community, and it's kind of eating away at it and destroying the minds of many young men.
The kind of men that Stella was describing going out with as well is the kind of man that killed all these people. So there's still people that are very ashamed of being gay, unfortunately.
The amazing thing is the performances in this play are incredible and gripping, and you know, they're amazing. But do you think there's something else beyond there as well?
I think it's really important to know your history and to know that trans people have been existing hundreds and hundreds of years now, you know. And it's just a beautiful, remarkable thing that, you know, that this thing is actually something that has been happening for eons, you know, since the dawn of time. And we're not just a new breed of people come along, you know. This is a real thing that people experience and feel. Society tries to, you know, put people in boxes or tell you that you're wrong or you shouldn't be feeling like this, when actually we need Stella to be like, this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
It's important.
Brilliant. Anything?
Right.
I think we